and figure it out, but also that's a lot of work. Uh, let's see. Channel B. Channel B. Cool. Sounds good to me. By the way, happy birthday to you, Sean. Shout out to you. Let's do this thing. Does it say I'm the 4th player on my Switch? What? Look at it. It says I'm P4. I guess it's backwards, so it'd be over here. It's like all the way over there for some reason. I don't understand. It's probably fine. I'm not too worried. I'm just excited to... Honestly, this is like one of those days, I'm just excited to be alive. And sometimes I wake up like this, and it's the best fucking day ever. So, it just feels like it's gonna be one of those days. And I like that a lot. So, I'm going to play as... Nope, never mind, I can't play as Peach. Well, we could sure as hell play as Peach, or play against Peach, rather. Ugh. My letters are not coming out of my mouth correctly today. It's always a good sign. And yeah, we're gonna make this an all-women game specifically because I don't know what Dragon Lord's gender is, and I probably am okay with not finding out for now. You know, that sounds like a Google problem later once I get the chance. So I'm trying to decide here which one I want to do. I think we're gonna run Bowser's Castle because this map is based. Let's go ahead and change a couple settings here. And, okay, no, we don't need to change settings. Actually, we're gonna keep going until everyone's bankrupt or somebody hits 20,000 because I don't really like it when one player goes bankrupt and it ends the game. I want to keep going. I want to bankrupt more people because I'm evil. That's how it works, right? I start last for the second time, or no, I started third last time. I was confused between Peach and I. We're gonna start third here, or we're gonna start fourth here. There we go. Words come out of my mouth correctly. For everyone's sake. So we're gonna open up with Patty from Dragon Quest, I presume, rolling a 1. Gonna pick up that 230 shop, and that's going to be pretty big because of how close in proximity that is to the bank. That's also a district with a vacant plot. Now, vacant plots were not touched on last game, but what you can do with vacant plots is you can build one of like 6 different things. And with vacant plots, you can also change those vacant plots later on down the line, so they become super valuable to get. So you'll see that I'll try to go for these as much as I can. Now, Peach is going to land on one, and it looks like she's going to get the balloon port. And that's really big for Peach because if she lands on it, she gets to fly to any space she would like. I get a 6, so we're going to go upwards towards Peach, and we're going to buy this 110 red shop because it's cheap and there's no reason not to. Now, the unique thing about this map is you'll notice on the right side there that there is a square that has 4 different colors and a spade on top of it. That's because whenever somebody walks past that spade, the suit changes on it, and basically it's like a wildcard space. It can make it so that you can, in theory, take 2 trips around if things go right. But also sometimes you end up getting multiple spades and you're just like, ah, shit, what do I do with this? And you see that it just changed to a heart because Peach got the spade. And at this point, I should be able to go heart and then go upwards here. So I'm going to roll a 4. That's going to take me upwards towards the 150, which I will buy. I'm a little sad I didn't get the space directly below it, I'm not going to lie. But it's okay. Everything is fine. Honestly, like, I just woke up and felt phenomenal today. And that's always a good feeling. So I apologize if I'm a little too excited about everything today. I'm just so happy to be here right now. Like, to be doing this, to be living out one of my dreams, to be broadcasting again, it means so much to me. Even if it is a small Twitch stream, this is still, like, amazing to me that I can do this. So, you know, it's always appreciated when people tune in, and it's always appreciated that I get this chance. because a lot of people in my position, where I grew up, right? I grew up in Western Illinois. I didn't grow up the best in my childhood, and I'm lucky to have gotten through college, right? Because of financial issues. But to be in my position at this point, to be able to do stuff like this is just so cool, and I'm so happy about it. Let's see. So, enough sappy shit. Let's go ahead and buy some stock in District C here. No reason not to. We already own a shop in it, so we might be able to get more down the line. No reason not to take a shot there. Patty's going to roll a 4, and that's going to take her towards the 72. She's trying to do the thing where she gets 3 suits in one loop, which makes a lot of sense. It puts her in a really good spot if that is the case, but it looks like Jessica is going to snatch the diamond and land on that venture card space where someone's going to lose some stock prices. And it better not be my district. Okay, good. I did not really want to lose that stock price at this point. That would have been a problem. Peach is going to roll a 4, and that's going to take her to the heart, where she will get a chance to pull a venture card for the first time, pulling the number 67, and she can buy stocks in a district of her choice. And she does choose to do that. She's going to buy them in District B, where she has one shop. That makes a lot of sense. She's trying to look out for her own investments at this point, which is what you have to do in this game, to be honest. I'm going to roll a 2. That's going to take me in through this door and back to the bank, where I can buy more stocks. Honestly, this isn't a totally terrible idea, because I think I'm going to try to pull what I may call a pro gamer move. Now, getting the second shop in this red district means that my shop prices go up by, I believe, 20%, and it looks like that is the case. So, that is going to boost those stocks a little bit as well, because I bought 36 of them. So basically, I'm putting myself in a spot to where if things go right, this red district north of the bank is going to be mine, and people have to come to the bank. We saw this last time in our last game of Fortune Street, where I was able to pump the prices of things by the bank so much that it was just an instant win. So hopefully that happens again. I mean, I would love to keep winning. I love winning. It's my favorite thing in the world, so... Alright, that's going to be a 1 from Jessica, who will buy a shop in the yellow district that I invested in heavily. So that's slightly worrisome, except that's kind of a crappy shop, so it's probably fine. Peach rolls a 6. That's going to take her through the door to the bank, where she does not have any money to buy stocks. She lands on her air balloon, and where is she going to go? Probably to the Diamond or Club, right? No, she's going to go to the 270 right below the air balloon, thinking, oh, I can get a second shop in this district. Interesting call from Peach. I like it. I like it a lot. That makes a lot of sense. But then that means we are racing towards the 320 space because we both need it. So it's kind of one of those things where it's great. I'm happy about it. But it may come back and get me later. So I'm going to roll a 5. That's going to take me to my space with 21 on it. And we are going to actually spruce this. Oh, hold on. Am I the only one with stocks in this district? It looks like it. And then here I am as well. I'm actually just going to dump 75 into this one. Double the price. I mean, it's not great, but it is set up for later on. And I mean, it doesn't make me have to worry about money or anything. Patty's going to land on Jessica and pay her a whole 7 gold. What a small amount of money. But will not buy it out, so it's going to move on to Jessica's turn, where she rolls a 3. She's going to get that vacant plot on this yellow spot, which is a really big problem for me here. She also has two of the vacant plots on this map, so she's going to be a threat, and I can see that now. A 6 from Peach brings her to the arcade space, where she gets the chance to play Round the Blocks. Round the Blocks, of course, is a very random game here. You have to line up 3, and so far, we still have not had a Round the Blocks win on stream, and that continues today. So, with Peach landing on a safe space that netted her nothing, we move on to my turn where I'm going to roll a 2. And now I have to make a decision. So, paying 72 gold here is not the end of the world. It's not. Paying 8 gold is probably slightly more ideal. But if I pay the 72, I can keep going downwards. The problem is, Peach needs a diamond in a club the same way I need a diamond in a club. And I think Peach probably gets to the wild card diamond before me. So it's almost worth a mulligan here, but I think I do have to take the 72 hit here. It's unfortunate. It's not something I want to do early game, but it's probably the correct move. This brings us to Patty, who will roll. And that's going to be a 4. That brings her to the star commission space. 20% commission on any payments that occur. Those spaces get really nice late game, as we saw last game, but, you know, that should be fine. Jessica's going to roll a 4. That's going to bring her to the spade, and she picks the 72 card for her second venture card. She is going to have to roll the dice to find out if she owes money or if she's getting money back. She owes money. She's going to pay 100 gold to the bank. This brings us to Peach, who rolls a 6. And Peach is going to snag the diamond and get the vacant plot down there in the purple section. That is unfortunate. We really wanted that vacant plot. This also means that there is no good way to get both a club and a diamond, so I'll be taking another trip around the board. The question is, how do I want to do it? I think I want to do it like this. I'll go ahead and buy this shop here, pay 300 for it. Doesn't seem terrible. It's a decently expensive shop. And stock prices don't go down in the C district, so this is perfectly fine. Patty's going to roll a 5, and that's going to take her to just past the bank here, I believe. Unless it stops on the bank. It might stop on the bank. Nope, it doesn't. She goes down to her 60 space, and she's going to choose to spruce with 172 gold on the space just south of the bank. That is going to make the district she bought stock in a little better. It's going to go up from 8 to 10, and that puts Patty in the lead here early on. Patty with 1709, leading me by 65 points. Jessica goes through the door. She's going to stop by the bank and buy some stocks. She's going to pick up 42 in District B and then proceed to land on Jessica, meaning she's going to be selling some of those stocks that... Oh. Yeah, meaning she's going to be not selling some of those stocks. I just didn't read the board right. But she'll be down to 7 active gold. Peach is going to roll a 4, and that's going to take her all the way to the 210 space in this purple district, which she will buy because that makes a lot of sense. Also, that checkpoint looks pretty ominous for anyone trying to get a club. Unfortunately, I'm trying to get a club. Give me a good roll. That's going to be a 5. That's going to take me to this 280 space in the pink, which we'll buy here as well. I'm buying as many properties as I can early because I don't want to put myself in a spot where I don't have any properties. So that's the plan. And I think we're just going to straight up sell out of the stock in District C because Red already owns 2 of those shops. I don't think it makes sense to put myself in a spot where I have to depend on Red to spruce. At least not yet. If Red owned 3, I might keep him there, but Red doesn't own 3. And that's going to be Patty's second shop in District H. That is pretty huge. Because, yes, that is a 20% boost to all of the shops that she owns. Jessica's going to land on this space. It looked like it cost 90. So she's going to pick up her second shop in District H as well. And that's going to mean that Patty and Jessica are probably going to be battling for this district south of the bank for a good portion of the game. Peach landing on the club here means that she will get her second venture card. She pulls the number 89, and we all get a Suit Yourself card, which is massive here. I cannot elaborate how massive that is, because it means I don't have to take another trip around the board. And I roll a 2. That's going to bring me to a venture card as well. And I will get the number 33, which is I could sell a shop back to the bank for 3 times its shop value, and I think I will do that, actually. This shop up here in the district that I just sold out of, I'll make $675 off it. Don't mind if I do. It tanks the stock a little too, but, you know, that should be fine. So, Patty's going to roll a 1 and get her 3rd shop in the district south of the bank. That is going to be a big, big deal here, because that boosts it by, it looks like 67%-ish. I don't know if that's the exact number, but that's what it looked like based on the eye test here. Jessica's going to roll and pick up a 3, which lands her straight on that tax office, where you pay 10% of your net worth in cash, and that means Jessica will be selling some stocks. And that means that the stocks that she sold, the district is going to go down to 10 gold apiece, which is probably fine. Peach is going to go through the door, and she is going to make it to the bank for the first time. That is our first promotion of the game. 588 gold for Peach, and that means she'll be buying some stock in District A, where she's about to pick up her 3rd shop, and that is not good for me at all. Although it does mean that Peach will probably spruce this area. And then she's going to sell 35, but the stock prices are going to be 10 gold a piece there. Again, not super ideal here. Let me look at the board here, actually. I want to see if there's any that I want to buy. Based on the areas I have shops. Honestly, there's not a lot of great areas here. I really kind of wanted to have more of this area here, but now that Peach has 3 properties, it's going to be pretty damn hard to get them off her. So I need to decide how I want to go about this, I think. So let's go ahead and just roll the dice and see where we end up. That's going to be a 3. That's going to bring me through the door. And it does mean I will be paying somebody, guaranteed, which is not ideal, but, I mean, it's not the end of the world either. So I make 531 off of my promotion here, and that is going to lead me to have to try to buy some stock here and something, because my best chance to win, based on the way this early game is going, is to buy stock. Oh, God. So this is a situation where I may have to make a really weird, drastic move. I'm going to probably consider this. So if I do this, it pretty much cleans me out with not much hope of a promotion anytime soon. But it also means I have three shops in this district. I can't justify it. So I like playing aggressively. It is the best thing to do in this game. Playing aggressively just makes a lot of sense. But in this case, if I bought that shop, I would be down at like 100 value that I could spare, and then I'd have to start auctioning shops, and that doesn't make any sense to me. So I think we have to do it like this. And Peach is going to land on, it looked like a club. I think it was a club. Might have been a diamond, though. Ah, it was a diamond. Okay, I just didn't see it. Come on, give me a 2. Alright, my shops are going to sleep. That's unfortunate. Basically what that means is that I won't be making any income this turn, but, I mean, it's probably not that big a deal. Honestly, I'm still very, very much in this game. Even though it's not starting out super well, we're still in a really good spot. Now, Jessica is on a 550 space that she didn't buy last turn. She's going to roll a 4, and that's going to bring her to the commission space, where she will earn a 20% commission on any sales that might happen this turn. Peach, at a crossroads here, rolls a 2, and she will be buying this shop that costs 200 because she has another shop that rakes in 47 just north of it. So that makes sense. Peach is playing the long game here, and she's getting a lot of really good shops early. That brings us to me, where hopefully I'll roll a 3 or something. Yep, a 3. So we're in a spot where we can start sprucing if we so choose. And I think that's what I'm going to do. We're going to dump 120 into the space there. That was 18, it's now 56. And that brings the stock up to 11 apiece in this district. It's hard to spruce and benefit a super large amount off of it at this point because of the fact that Peach, is currently in control of 3 of these shops. At the same time, I have to try. I have to put myself in a winning position. Jessica's going to make it to the bank, and she will be getting her first promotion. And that gives her 562 gold. That's pretty nice. She's going to buy some stock in District A too, because I guess we're all partying in District A. Hey, thanks for the gold, Jessica. Definitely appreciate it. That gold needs to come to my account, like right now. District A is going to jump from 11 to 12 gold. In the meantime, Peach is about to pay 10% of her net worth. That's 246 gold. And that is going to mean District A's stock's going to go down slightly, because that's where she sold from. And that brings us to my turn. I roll a 1, that's going to get me a club. And my third venture card, which is the number 7! All my shops grow by 7%. Unfortunately, I don't have enough shops for this to be super good, but I don't mind it too much. We'll definitely take it. Like, free boost to my my net value is always good. And at this point, that brings us to Patty, who is looking for a big roll here. She pulls a 3, and that means she'll be paying Peach 42 gold. Cannot have been the roll she was looking for. That brings us to the next player, which is Jessica, who looks to roll really anything that's not a 2, 3, 4, 5. She rolls a 6, it's going to be a 65, and she can choose to buy somebody out if she so chooses. She will not do so, though, and that brings us to Peach. Peach is going to roll a 4, which brings her to the 140 space. She chooses that over buying another vacant plot, which makes a lot of sense there because that's her third shop in the purple district there, meaning that her shops are just going to jump in price here. Now I get to roll, and hopefully we get a big roll here. This is actually a really big decision that affects a lot in this game. I do think I skip out on the diamond there because, like, I have an idea of what to do next. We're just going to go ahead and land on my space and spruce up this 22 here. I'm really trying to get my prices up here, and that's going to bring the stock to 13 apiece. And that puts me in an early lead by 800 points. Now, that sounds big, but it's not. Because I've seen this game go from somebody leading by like 3,000 to someone losing by like 3,000 very fast. That's going to be 586 gold for Patty, who will buy 99 stocks in District H, where she owns 3 of those 5 shops. And she is probably preparing to spruce the hell out of that, if I had to guess. Jessica will go down to the space where she will pay Patty 19 gold. I mean, I'm presuming she preferred the 19 over the 55 she would have had to pay me, which makes sense. I mean, I would too. Peach rolls a 3, and that brings her down to the commission space. And then that brings us to my turn, where I'm trying to get to that diamond as fast as I can, but I would also take the vacant plot if I get there. Okay, so that's going to be a 5. I'm just going to land directly on my space. So I'm going to spruce that 60 space if I have anything I can... Okay, I cannot dump anything into it. So maybe I dump a little bit into this, but don't raise the stock price. Alright, yeah, that makes sense. It's going to get very swingy for sure, Sean. I'm very excited about how swingy the end game gets, and how much I'm going to get burned by it too. Patty lands on that space where she pays Jessica 15 gold. Oh no, she will not buy it out. I thought she would for a second, but did not happen. Now Jessica rolls a 4. That takes her to Peach's toll booth, where she will pay 40 gold. And those toll booths get expensive real quick. I believe they're called checkpoints, but like, it's a toll booth. You're paying money to pass that square. And Peach goes to the bank for her second promotion. 804 gold for Princess Peach, who buys some stocks in District A. It looks like she wants to do what I'm doing right now, which is, I think we're working together mutually to make District A really good. That's going to be a 5, meaning I'm going to get the diamond, and then I'm going to have decisions. I don't think I'm going to buy any stocks here. I think, actually, I'm going to land here. And this time I come around, it's a little different than it was last time. I think I do pull the trigger this time. It is a very dangerous decision to make, but it's going to make a huge difference later on for me. Additionally, let me just kind of look here. So I know I have this shop that's not actually going to do anything. So let's go ahead and move that so we don't have to move all our stocks. And then, yeah, 93 stocks in District A. We'll go ahead and take the price. And there will be an auction for that shop I just sold. Now, this is a very dangerous move. Just like last game that I played, right? We're taking a risk to hopefully have it pay off. That 122 space was a really big deal to acquire because of the fact that that's my third shop in this district. And that's why we were willing to pay it. Now, Peach outbids everyone else in order to be able to buy that shop that I just, hemorrhaged. But it's probably fine. It's probably fine. But yeah, I really want this district north of the bank. I think this is a really profitable district if things go right. So that's why I made the decision to, neg myself a good amount, taking myself out of first place, because I think that I can recover very easily. Especially being that this means I could spruce more. It's probably fine, Sean. I have to hope that I don't end up bankrupting myself before I can do anything. Which, I mean, if that happens, that's just how the game goes sometimes, but I don't think it will this time. Especially because nobody's going after the heart. Peach could have just gotten the heart if she went northwards. Instead, she went and paid Jessica for whatever reason. If I can get to that heart and then go north to the spade, I'm in a good enough spot to where I'm not screwed. God, dude, can I not do that again? I don't want my shops to go to sleep. I want to win. Like, why? Something else I thought about streaming today, but I didn't, is Town of Salem. I love Town of Salem. I'm really good at it. If I have time after and don't want to run a second game of Fortune Street, that may be something I do. But Town of Salem is absolutely so fun. It's a game that takes my brain cells, and I like using those sometimes. 20% commission from Jessica sends us into Peach's turn, where she will roll, it looks like a 3, probably landing on, 377 gold to land on that space. I'm not sure I would have done that. Honestly, I guess she's probably trying to get a better suit, which makes sense, but that's so risky there. And I'm going to land on one of my spaces where I am instantly going to be rewarded for my gamble. 256, I would have to sell a couple stocks. I think we do it. Alrighty. Sell stocks. Let's sell 17. And then when I get promoted, I think I just buy a shitload of stocks in this district again. I think that's the play. Now that's going to be another venture card for Patty. And that's going to be a 2, where she'll land on one of Peach's squares and pay 42 gold to the princess. I don't know if Jessica or Patty are princesses. If they are, oops. We're all princesses here, right? That's how it works. Jessica's gonna go through the door, and we'll have to choose between paying Jessica and me. And she's gonna pay me 122 big American dollar-y dues. I will take that money. That is good money here. We love to see that, especially given the gamble we took. And it's not going to be the last gamble we take either. Like, I need to get paid first. But once I do, we have to consider buying the 60 space off of Peach if we can. Peach is going to sell 9 stocks in District A, and that's going to bring us back to my turn, where I do not get the heart because Peach stole it, so that's cool. So, knowing that information, I think I go up here and steal Peach's shop from her. Thanks, Peach. You dill hole. I'll sell 1 stock here, and that's going to bring us to Patty's turn. She'll be paying 50 to Peach, and then a 4 that's going to land her on the 190 here, where she could choose to buy this shop, and she will. That's going to be her second shop of the district, and she and Peach are going to compete over that district down there. Now look, I'm going to be real. I'm going to be completely honest about it. I'm starting to panic a little. I don't like that I only have 5 shops this deep into the game, but it's also not the end of the world. We can definitely make this work. With that in mind, Jessica pays Peach 60 gold, and she'll be selling some stock in District A, where I've had to sell so much stock over the last turn just to survive, which is how the game goes sometimes, right? That's Fortune Street. Now, that's going to be the another shop in District C for Princess Peach. Alright, that's going to be my roll, where I'm going to get a 1. And I'm going to get a 20% commission, which I love to see. Love to make money off people if I can. You know, it's kind of a good idea in this case. Patty's going to roll a 3, and that's going to send her through the door to the bank where she will land. And she will be getting to buy stocks if she so chooses, which she'll get some in District H. And that's going to bump up District H's stock prices to 12 gold. Jessica, looking for a big roll here, gets a 1. And that's going to mean she will pay Peach airfare. 101 gold going to Peach. Jessica will have to sell at least 1 stock. And it looks like she'll have to sell 9 in District A, or she chose to, depending on your perspective here. That is going to be a 6 for me, meaning that if I had gotten that heart, if it hadn't changed to a club, I would have been in such a good spot. Oh, wait, never mind. That's Peach. Yeah, see, I get confused. Sometimes, like, I'm usually Peach, right? And so I'm not used to this. So let me go ahead and redo that. I'm going to roll a 3 instead, and... oh, man. I can't do it. I gotta be smart. That's shitty. That 700 shop is so valuable. Oh, crap. Patty is going to use the 3-star shop in order to boost the hell out of that stock down on District H. And she'll then sell out of District H. What kind of weird pro gamer move is this? I'm not sure I understand what Patty was trying to do there. It may be that was beneficial. I'm not 100% sure on that. If it was beneficial, then absolutely that was the correct play. But if not, then that just felt kind of useless, if I'm being real about it. Now, Jessica's going to pay me 18 gold, and I'm very happy about that 18 gold. That is 18 more dollars for my fund of hopefully getting around this board one more time. Peach is going to roll a 3, and that's going to take her down to the space where she's putting all her shops to sleep for a turn. And then that brings us to my turn, where hopefully I'll get a heart here. No, instead I'm going to hit this 190 space, which I'm actually fine buying this. This is perfectly fine. It does mean I have to sell a bit more stock, but at this point, again, I need shops, or I'm not going to survive. It's just not going to happen. And so this is a portion of the game where you either survive or you start to thrive. And really, as long as you're in this game, you have a chance. As long as you have a few shops. Or a really good stock investment. You know, things like that. District H. That's going to bump that up to 12 gold apiece. Patty buying back into where she sold off all her stock. Jessica rolls a 1. She's going to get a 20% commission. That brings us to Peach, who is preparing to try and get her 4th suit, which will be hopefully this diamond here for her. And she's going to pick that up. And then she'll buy this 550 space, which means she's going to have 4 stocks in this purple district here, District G. That will increase her values a good amount. She sells 43 stocks in District A, which is, you know, pretty fine by me because that's going to tank that stock a little bit for when I come back around. I think my shops are about to go to sleep. Nope, never mind. Mismathed, which is fine. I don't mind landing on my space here. My last suit I need is a spade, which it looks like I'm getting one way or the other. The question is, can I make it back to get a promotion to put myself in a spot where I don't immediately die? That becomes the question. And I think that's definitely doable. There's a lot of friendly spaces that I can go to. And I am able to basically take whatever path I want as long as I get that spade on the changing space over here. Let me go ahead and point that out. This space here. Peach is going to roll a 2, and that's going to mean that it brings us to my turn. If I can get a 4 or a 5, that would be super ideal here. Instead, I get a 3, and I'm going to be paying some airfare, which is not ideal. Did not want to have to do that. But it happens. This is how the game goes sometimes. I think I'm just going to clean out my stock in District A here because I don't have much anyway. It also takes the stock down to 11 gold apiece so that if I can dump more money into it later, the stocks are still cheap enough to where I should be in a better spot for it. Patty's going to come through the door, and she is going to make it to the bank for her next promotion. I believe this brings her to level 3, right? Yep, level 3. And she will pick up 775 gold, meaning she'll be able to invest where she will dump her gold into District G, which is Peach's, 4-shop district, so that's kind of cool. Now Jessica looks to roll, and she'll pick up a 5. That's going to bring her to the bank for her next promotion. And then she'll be choosing to pay either me 224 or Patty 239. I think she'll probably pay me, but I'm not 100% certain on that. Patty picks up 39 stocks in District G, and Jessica rather, and she chooses to land on Patty's space, which is, I'm not sure how I feel about that. That's a really weird decision. Peach is going to get the chance to roll here, and she rolls a 6. This will bring her down to the bank, where she will also get a promotion, and suddenly I'm feeling a bit left out. Peach is now level 4, and you can tell she is starting to really do well. She's going to buy 84 stocks in District G, which is that hellhole down to the bottom there. Or rather, that's a purple district, excuse me. I was getting confused between my districts. So this is going to be a 5. This is actually going to be a decision, because now I have all 4 spaces. I think this is probably the friendlier territory for me. I'm going to pay 58 gold to Peach, and that means, though, that if I get around to the bank, I should be in a better spot than I was in. Again, this isn't the most ideal start. I may have made a mistake buying that shop off of Peach, but I felt like it was necessary in order to put myself in a position to win this game. I'm trying to play this aggressively, but not stupidly. And there is such a balance, honestly. Now, Peach is going to land on one of her spaces, and she actually probably sees that her best bet is to spruce the hell out of that purple district. Now, with that purchase and sprucing, the stock goes down a little bit, but that's not a big deal for Peach. I'm going to roll a 1. That's going to bring me to the 18 space. And, I mean, I can't spruce a whole hell of a lot here. And actually, I probably just shouldn't here because, excuse me, if I land on any one space, I'm just boned here. Unfortunately, that's the risk I took by buying out Peach and, you know, paying 1,600 or whatever it was to her. Sometimes you have to take a risk. And Patty, speaking of, takes a really big risk and buys a 4th shop in District H. But is that really a risk at this point? I don't think so. That is a 67% boost to the rest of her shops, meaning she only needs to buy one more shop in that district to have everything. Now, Jessica is going to renovate a vacant plot, and it looks like she's going to turn it into a 3-star shop. Hopefully, she doesn't do the weird AI thing that we saw earlier, where buying a shop, boosting the stocks. I'm not sure I understand quite what the point of that was, Jessica. She's going to pay 19 gold to Patty, and it was certainly a move. I'm not sure I agree with it. Nobody even has stock there, so it's just such a weird decision. Almost everyone is sold out of District A now, and that means that once I get around, I can buy stock in it and just start to push forward and start to make money. And that payment by Peach may be the sole reason I survived this run through the board, because of the fact that things have been not necessarily the best. But that gives me enough to survive any of the spaces over here. I will roll a 4, and that's going to take me to the 700 space for the second time that I cannot buy. So that's unfortunate. I would have really loved to buy that space there because that's such a money-making space. Now Patty is going to roll a 4. That's going to bring her to the gate, the checkpoint, where she will pay 80 gold. Now that's going to be a 5 from Jessica. That's going to bring her to a diamond where... Oh no, I guess it was a heart, and then it turned to a diamond, I'm guessing. I didn't catch that, but it's perfectly fine. She's going to roll a 1 and go... Oh no, she's going to close her shops next turn. Actually, that's... I would say that's huge, but it's really not. It's not too big a deal here. Now you'll notice that I'm trying to kind of stay on the north side of the board. I'm kind of noticing that the south side of the board is really dangerous for me. And I almost want to sell that shop I have down there because it's just not a super relevant shop to keep. It looks like I'm going to land on the heart, which I'm not opposed to drawing a venture card. The number 9 is going to come up, and that is going to mean I get to roll one more time. Everyone's shops close, and that is actually perfectly fine by me at this point, because it means that I am guaranteed to go to the bank. And to the bank, I do in fact go. Now that's going to be my third promotion, or my promotion to level 3, I should say. 773 gold is nice. I think I do go ahead and buy a bit of stock in District A, but I don't want to buy a large amount. I'm thinking like 30. Reason being that I'm about to make another potentially weird move. If this works out, if I can do it. It looks like I'm not able to, which that's probably for the best. That would have been a really dangerous call to make. Not that I'm opposed to making dangerous calls, but I probably should just try to buy it from Peach for like 3 times the value next turn and see if that works. Now Jessica's going to roll a 6. That takes her to the 220 space where she will be buying a shop there. That's her second shop in that top district there. And or no, it's her third shop. I didn't see the third one. My bad. Sometimes, calling events like this, even if it's just a game of Fortune Street, right? Calling events sometimes can be a little tiring, and sometimes I struggle a little bit to keep pace with everything, so I apologize if I'm butchering anything. That's going to be a 2 from Princess Peach, meaning she gets her third shop in that top district. District C is going to be split among Jessica and Peach, and that's going to be a big-ass deal here. Someone's going to have to really... I don't know. Somebody's going to have to give something up there, I think. Now, I'm going to try to make an exchange with Peach to see if she takes that. I am going to offer to pay 300 gold to her because at this point, we both really need this deal to go through. She's going to choose to say no to the deal, and I'm going to make one more attempt to buy this shop then, since she wants to be like that. And I'm going to try to get it for 630 here and see what happens. Peach is going to say no to that. That's not what I wanted to see. But I tell you what I do want to see. I want to see some people fight over a shop. Have fun, y'all. We'll see how high this one goes. I don't expect it to be a really big one because this is still a pretty open district. And it looks like Peach is going to buy for 440, which is perfectly fine. Because that shop doesn't feel like it's going to be valuable at all to me. So, I mean, I might as well get rid of it while I can. And then let's see if I can buy this shop off of Peach. If this still doesn't work, we will move on and continue. Yeah, she's going to be an asshole about it. That's fine. Next time I get the chance, I'll just force buy her out. I don't care. I have no problem doing that. I'm going to roll the number 4. First time in a while I've had 3 single digits in a row. Now let's roll the die and get some money. Just kidding. Peach is in first place. Oh, no. I still get the money. That's kind of nice. Peach has to deal with that. That's her responsibility, it looks like. Patty's going to go through the door, and she is going to make it to the bank, where she may buy stocks here. Looks like she's going to buy 12 stocks in District H. And that brings us to Jessica, who will roll a 3, and that should be enough to get her third suit. And that means she only needs a diamond to come back to the bank and get a promotion. Now, that's going to increase District H's stock rather, to 13 gold apiece. Peach is going to roll a 1, and that means she will pick out the number 71 venture card. 200 gold into the shops here. And she's going to invest in that top district, despite the fact that it is a split district between her and Jessica. Interestingly enough, she's going to have to sell some of her stock in District G there. And now I get to make a decision. The decision trees are getting interesting here, actually. So, I have a club, meaning I never have to go down there. I need a spade and a heart. Knowing that it's currently a spade, I think I have to go upwards. Because I think the spade is going to change, and I don't think I'm going to get the chance to buy it. It is going to be very risky, though, because there are several very high-priced shops up here. Now, you'll notice the people with the vacant shops are starting to make those into 3-star shops, which I don't love to see that, but it is kind of a smart play here. Patty's going to roll a 1, land on her own space, and she'll be sprucing the 650 shop all the way up to 1,948 gold if somebody lands on that. Hopefully it will not be me. I don't plan to ever go down there if I can avoid it. But, you know, sometimes things happen. The Fortune Street is Fortune Street, and sometimes you get screwed into doing things you don't want to do. Now, this brings us to Jessica, who, if she rolls a 2, that would be great. She instead rolls a 6, which is much less great. She'll be paying Patty 81 gold. And I wonder if Jessica has the value needed. It looks like she doesn't. And now that brings us up to Peach, who she's going to roll a 4. That's going to bring her to, it looks like, either of the quiet time spaces. So she will be shutting her shops down for the day. Hey Sid, how's it going? I tuned into your stream for a bit last night. It was really good. I appreciate you coming in and like supporting the channel as well. It means a lot to me. Oh, my cat has decided to join us. So you know what that means. When she knocks something off of the desk, she gets some cuddles, of course. Hi, baby. You can go play. You're okay. I love cats. They're my favorite thing in the world. And hey, no problem. I'm glad I was able to pay back the favor of you coming in and hanging out with me. You know, I'm glad to be able to do that when I can. So, also, it turned out to be perfect timing. Yeah, cats like to sit on keyboards. I don't know why that is, but they do. Mine likes to just come plop on everything, and she's trying to knock stuff off of things right now, which I'm not super happy about. Ooh, Diablo 4. I played Diablo 3 and I really liked it. I've never played Diablo 4. How is it? Is it like, I have no frame of reference to Diablo 4. Peach rolls a 2 and she avoids paying a really hefty sum, so that is great for her here. And that brings us to my turn, where I should be going back to the bank with 1,187 gold to spare. Let's go. This is what we needed. We are going to invest heavily into this, and then we're going to go upwards. Yeah, no worries, Sid. No worries. Let's go ahead and spruce the hell out of this space, because if we don't, we are going to be in trouble. 960 gold going towards the hopeful eventual victory for me. At least that's the hope. I have to sell 48 of these stocks, but that is perfectly fine, as the stock prices are now 17 gold apiece, meaning that nobody got in on the ground floor. That's on them. They all sold out. They didn't realize that I was going to come back in the moment they sold out. Now Patty's going to get the diamond. That's going to be the number 20 venture card, and that means ... She gets to expand one of her shops by 20%. Oh no. Oh god. Oh, that shop is getting scary down there. 2,337 gold if somebody lands on that. But the problem is that while that is a really good shop to have, it puts a target on her back. Jessica rolls a 5. She's going to pick up the 80 square there. And I'm hearing all sorts of noises in the background. I don't know what my cat is doing. She's somewhere around here, right? And it'll be fine. Peach is dropping a huge investment into that top district, and that brings the stocks up to 17 gold apiece for District C, where no one actually has any stocks. So that's an interesting call. Generally, you don't want to do that. Generally, you want to spruce areas you have stock in. But I guess Peach thinks that people are going to land on her stuff. And I got punished very hard here, as this is now a spade. I remember I'd said that I wanted to avoid, like, going to the right to pick up the heart, because I thought the spade would not change 3 times again. But it happens. We're going to get the number 87 piece here, and that is going to mean I get to roll all 7s or all 8s. If I roll a 7, that brings me to... it's a red space. I can't tell you what it is. Or it brings me to a blue space. If I roll an 8, I'm just in such a good spot. And that's going to be an 8. Let's go. I think it's time. I think it's time we finally buy this goddamn shop. That shop is going to matter a lot here, I think. It does mean we have to lower our stock a little in A, which is, again, unfortunate, but since Peach is kind of being an asshole about it, like, I'm not sure I'm going to get that district the way I want it. But also that 700 shop being as expensive as it is vanilla without any investment is a big deal. And oh man, Patty is really starting to pop off here. I do not like to see that. So that brings us to Jessica's turn. And she rolls, it looks like a 4. She's going to go back to the bank with all 4 suits and get another promotion. Meaning that she is in a really good spot here. Now I wonder if Patty's move is to try to go downwards and steal some of Jessica's stuff next, or for Jessica to steal some of Patty's stuff, I should say. Wonder if that's going to be the move. So far, honestly, I don't know if I'm gonna win this or not. Like, with Fortune Street, you can never really, like, tell just by looking at numbers where you are. In my case, it's going to depend on a couple of more risks. I'm gonna have to take risks to win this game. And that is indicative that I am not winning it. That being said, things can definitely change in a hurry in this game, so we'll just kind of see how it goes. But as of right now, I would say, you know, it's an acceptable spot. I don't love where I'm at right now, but I also don't hate it. Let's see if Peach will sell this. Peach sells me the cosmetic shop. It does mean my stocks are going to be cleaned out, but it also means I have three shops in this district, meaning that sprucing is going to be so much easier for me. And it also means this is probably my money district that I need to, you know, keep track of here. And all shops in a district are going to fall by 20%. Alright, it's going to be an irrelevant district. I'm fine with that. You know, in a sick way, I kind of wanted that my district that I just bought into to fall 20% so I could buy that home for cheaper. Oh man, that's a 5 gold per stock district. That's kind of not great. I'm just going to clean out my stock in District A again, which, I don't like doing that, but I'm having to take a lot of risks in this game. We'll see if it pays off. It could very well. That's going to be a 5 from Patty, who is going to go up to my square where she'll be paying me 18 gold. This is an interesting move on her part. I'm seeing that she needs a heart, and that's great. But are you willing to put yourself in a spot where you have to, like, fight through a bunch of shops that are not advantageous to you? Apparently Patty is. And I'm going to get some more money because people are landing on my stuff. We love to see that. That is ideal. I wish I had been able to snag a diamond somewhere in here. It's really unfortunate that I wasn't, but that's how it goes sometimes. Peach looks to make a commission 20% on any sale that occurs, and that brings us to my turn. I'm going to roll, it looks like a 4, and that means my shops are going to sleep, which is unfortunate, but honestly, that's a safe-ish space to land on, so it's probably not that big a deal. I'm going to plop 18 stocks into District D, and I guess this is probably the least dangerous spot to go. I do see that I'm probably going to have to go into that diamond hole this time. I don't think there's a lot of choices here, but it happens. So I'm still on the road to getting affiliate, and I'm hoping that that is a successful venture of mine. Venture, get it? Because venture cards. But it looks like we still need a little more viewership, so I'm hoping that happens. But then we're going to have some kick-ass custom emotes in here. I have a whole plan for that, so that should be exciting. Now it looks like Jessica is going to get 15 gold times 5, which is going to be 75 gold if I understood that. Oh, it's 50. Yeah, I can't read. It's fine. You know, I don't need to read to be a Twitch streamer, right, guys? Right, chat? Right, folks? Ooh, okay. So that is going to bring us to my turn, where I am not getting a diamond from the wildcard space, which is unfortunate, but whatever, that's fine. I land on my space. This is a perfectly safe space to land. And let's go ahead and spruce this 345 shop. Is this going to clean me out of ability to escape, though? You know what? Screw it. All in, baby. I mean, I'm on the precipice of elimination regardless if I land on a bad space, but there aren't enough bad spaces yet to where I'm scared. So I'm not too worried about that. That's not even really that big a risk. All right, Patty makes it to the bank for another promotion for her. That's going to bring her to level 4. 1,262 gold going to Patty, who then chooses to invest in her district down there to the south, bringing that district up to 51 gold per share. That is a very good district for her. Now, I said this last night, and I'll say it again. I have no idea how this game isn't more popular. This is such a good game. I guess it's because adults don't want to think about the stock market or something. I wouldn't want to think about the stock market either. No, this game is legitimately so fun. It is legitimately one of my favorite games of all time. And it sucks that this game doesn't get more recognition outside of Japan. But, I mean, all I want out of this is a Fortune Street Switch game. Can we get that? Is that something you could do, Nintendo? Like, for real? That'd be cool. But we'll have to see if Nintendo decides to pull the trigger on that. It's very possible they won't because, you know, Nintendo fears Fortune Street or something. Oh, shit. This is worst case scenario. So if I go for the diamond, I'm going to have to pay 361 gold. It's like, if I go up, I land on a safe space, but I need to start profiting, so I think I have to take this hit. Fucking A. And honestly, let's sell this shop. We're never gonna need this. And then we'll sell this, and then we have to sell another shop. This is unfortunate. Fuck. Okay. I think actually we probably just sell the 854 here. The reason being is that I'm going to lose a lot of value off of the shops anyway, so I might as well sell the expensive one. Now, Peach is probably going to buy that, which is unfortunate. I mean, I took a risk. It failed on me, and I guess that happens sometimes. Oh, okay, I see. You're talking Square Enix. It took me a second. I gotcha. $250 gold for that ice cream shop, meaning Peach owns three squares in that district. But also what this essentially means at this point, right, is I have to buy that home square or bust. It's just kind of where we're at. District A's prices are gone now. Ah, this sucks. Like, this is not what I wanted to see. Now, everyone's trying to outbid Peach here, but they're not going to do it. Peach is going to win this with a $410 bid. I'll get that shop back. Don't you worry. Or I'll use his bargaining chip to go get another district, because realistically speaking, there's a couple of really good districts that are just not really being used right now. But that sounds like a if I make it back to the bank without any more stupid issues problem. That's going to be a 6 from Patty, who lands on one of her own spaces. She's going to spruce the hell out of that 97, meaning that that is 3 really bad spaces down there that people just do not want to land on. But I think Patty realizes she can't win based off that. So what she's doing is she's trying to pump the stock as much as she can. And yeah, you see that at this point, I am just so far behind. Like, this is what I was worried about. I had a good amount of shops early, but I just started to hit bad luck. And once I started to hit bad luck, things got really bad really fast. Also, not getting any of the vacant plots sucks a lot because those vacant plots matter so much in this game. I don't love playing maps with vacant plots sometimes because they do have a very rough loophole in that you could just like buy a tax office and then you can flip it to a 3-star shop and then you can flip it back to a tax office and just keep doing it that way. I agree that they're great. I enjoy them a lot, right? I'm not saying that they're bad. I'm saying I wish there was a little more balance to them. Like maybe you could only renovate it once per turn or something like that. But even then, that's like such a small thing. Like it's such a small complaint that I don't even care about it, really. Like, it's not a huge deal. I wish I would have rolled a 5 here. I kind of want this district because it's 5 gold a piece to invest in it. Hey, I play Yu-Gi-Oh! And that game is not fair and balanced. But, to be honest with you, I mean, if I were playing the game because it's fair and balanced, I don't know that that would be a smart investment of my time and energy. I do enjoy the game, and that's why I still play it. But I'm trying to decide what to play for tomorrow at the regional. Still have no idea. Hopefully tonight my deck will actually perform the way it's supposed to, and then I won't have to worry. That is a full set of suits for Jessica. Big swing for her because it means she can go back and, you know, go get another promotion here. Peach renovates the 3-star shop back into a tax office. Okay, she sold all the stock out. That makes sense. Peach rolls a 5. That's going to take her to one of her spaces because she has 8 billion spaces at this point. And that brings us to my turn. I'm about to get the diamond to get the promotion. A 1 would be fine. Instead, I'm going to roll a 6, and that is going to take me to where my shops are going to shut down again for the turn because I've landed on this space about 4 times this game. I'm going to make 964 gold, which, to be honest, is not nearly enough. But it happens. We just kind of have to work with what we got. So I can't make any sales this turn. And that's probably not a big deal because I own all of 4 shops right now. But I still don't like it. Like, I'm trying to get back into this game at this point. I think that is what I have to do. Ah, shit. I wanted that. And that's going to bring us to Jessica, who is stuck paying 2,454 gold to Peach. Big swing there. And just like that, Jessica has to sell out of District G. She's going to have to sell a good amount of District H. You do not love to see that if you're Jessica here. But that puts us in a position where we have a new leader, and it's Princess Peach, who of course is going to roll exactly what she needed to potentially hit one of my spaces if she would have gone that way. That's the game for you. Peach is forced to move 1 space forward, and that means she will land on her own space, which she doesn't mind too much, I'm sure. I think I have to take another risk, because as of right now, I am slowly dying. Can I buy this at 800? 1180? Yeah, I'm fine with that. It is a decision that may come back and get me, but it also may benefit the hell out of me here. It means I finally have the ability to hopefully pump up some stocks here. And then, am I able to renovate this plot that I just bought? Let's find out. No, bad idea. Okay, then... I'm gonna do a weird play here. Let's go ahead and sell the shop because I'm not going to be investing in this district. I've already decided that I'm going to buy into a different district. So it's going to make a lot of sense to sell this off while it's high value. And yeah, you can see that they are fighting for this. And it's really because Peach would have a fourth shop in this district if she's able to buy this. So the other two NPCs realizing this, and I'm sorry I don't know these other two NPCs by name and I keep getting them mixed up. It's definitely not intentional. It's just kind of like, I don't know Dragon Quest very well, but those two knowing that if Peach gets this shop, we're in trouble, they're absolutely fighting this. Meaning I'm going to make a shitload of money, which is going to put me in a really good situation to be able to potentially renovate that shop. Jessica's red hair, and what was the other one's name? Jessica red hair. Jessica red hair. I'm gonna get that down. Patty, gotcha. Patty blue, Jessica red. I wish they had like some like good way to associate them. Like, yes, red hair versus blue hair, but like Jessica doesn't sound like somebody with red hair necessarily, nor does Patty sound like somebody with blue hair necessarily. But look how high this bid is going. This was a genius play on my part. This is what I was thinking was going to happen, and it is a big risk as well. Like, everything that I'm doing at this point, from this point on, is just a giant risk. But it's a risk I'm willing to take to win this game. This auction is over 1,600, y'all. This is insane. Honestly, I need to put an auction command in chat so that y'all can go !auction when some bullshit happens, and then like something like, oh, I did it, or oh shit, I failed, or something like that. Like, that'd be kind of funny. I'm always looking for new ways to be funny. Peach is gonna have to pay out the ass for this. This is insanity. I think it probably goes over 2,000, right? It's in 1940 at this point. They're gonna be going for a while here. 2020 now. Oh my god. I'm a genius for this. Now all this cash goes directly to my pocket, meaning I can, as soon as I pay off my, negative 1,100, I'm at least making 1,000, meaning I can renovate the 3-star shop, and I can then, put a shitload of money into that district that I just made. The fact that I could just go renovate a 3-star shop just for free is insane here. It's going to jump those stocks in that district that I own 4 shops in just an insane amount. And they don't actually look like they're stopping anytime soon. As I say that, of course, they stop anytime soon. Right then. It happens. 2410. Good job, Peach. Thank you for the money. I don't know if y'all can see it back there-ish. Yeah, you can. Right there, I bought a blahage. I think that's how you pronounce it. No, I think it's like blowhay or something, or blahe. But I bought the giant trans shark because, I'm trans enough for it, right? That's how it works. I'm going to attempt to sell this to Peach for 1,700. Okay. Well, have fun, Peach. Good job, dickhead. You now have to buy this for probably a good amount anyway. I'm going to take a quick walk downstairs. I will be right back. Bear with me here and watch the insane auction. I'm going to go grab a thing from downstairs, so just one moment. Thank you for your patience. is literally nothing. Hooray! How much does this shit sell for? $11.80? Peach, you literally didn't even benefit that much. Alright, I'll take it. And now, this gets to be a dangerous game. I did not love doing this. This did not feel good. But, you gotta risk it for the biscuit. And now, let's go and turn this into a 3-star shop. And let's roll the dice. Instant punishment. Yeah, that's about how it goes. Instant fucking karma. What was the point? What was the actual point? Well, we're gonna unbox something live on stream here. First and foremost, my kitty now has a brush that she hopefully will be able to operate. And then we have one more package to open. Oh damn, thing's tight. Cool. So we have a disc. What's inside, you ask? Y'all are about to find out. See, if you love a game enough, sometimes you just gotta buy it. I'm not saying this copy on my computer is pirated. I am not saying such things. Do not assume such things. But I also have a legal copy, so you can't do anything to me. Woo! Let me roll here. We're gonna roll a 2.
What food?
Do you want me to order you food, sweetie?
No, I'm just, which pizza's good?
It should be the one on the bottom. It's the one that's jutting.
Why?
There's one that's jutting out.
That's the one on the top. Now you're giving me conflicting information.
Oh, that
I
one.
don't trust either.
Do you want me to order you food?
I don't.
Alright, let's do this. More punishment! Hooray! I'm just getting straight up punished by the game. Alright, I'm just going to watch the game here. That's going to be a 6. That's an arcade square for Patty. And, yeah, okay, this is truly memory-based, right? That's how it works. Patty rolls, and she'll pick up a 1, meaning she's got some commissions coming to her. Peach rolls, and she's going to get a 2, and she'll be paying Patty. Also, I realize I mixed up Patty and Jessica again. That was not intentional. Come on. I can do this. 1. 2. No, I'm not buying this all out. That would make no sense for me. And that's going to bring us to Patty. Patty does not choose to buy that for 5 times its value. I don't think I blame her. Trying to grab my USB hub down here. I want to make sure the cat's massage thingy gets charged so that she can hopefully use it later. It's one of those like massage brushes. I saw a Facebook video the other day of a cat just like holding one of these and brushing herself, and I'm like, Blue would absolutely do that. So let's find out if I'm right later on, of course. It's far more likely I'll be right about the cat than wrong, because I'm usually right about the cat. Let me see if I can find the plug real quick. Like, I think I see where it's supposed to plug in. It's just not opening very well. There it is. And we'll just go ahead, plug that in, and then get back to some action. Stream got derailed a little bit because I got the mail. Sorry about that. All right, cool. It's charging. Now we'll roll. All right, we'll pay Peach 117 gold. Unfortunate, but, you know, we're going to be doing a lot of payments. That's just kind of where we're at in the game. Patty rolls a 1. She's getting dangerously close to my hellscape. I kind of like that. I hope she ends up hitting that. That's going to be a 5 for Jessica, who will be putting her shops to sleep for the turn. I think I'm the first one to own every shop in a district other than Peach. So that's kind of nice. All right, 31 gold per stock up there now. It's going to be a 2 for Peach, who rolls onto one of her spaces, and she is not going to spruce, interestingly enough. I probably would have. Well, I'm going to roll a 2, and that's going to give me a 20% commission on any profits made. And now, as you can see, Patty is going to have to avoid rolling a 2, 3, 4, or 5. Can we all agree, chat, that this isn't my fault? Like, this is not on me. Not at all. Like, I've done everything I can to get back into this game, and things just are not falling my way at all. That's going to be a 5 from Peach. And she's not going to spruce again, interestingly. I hopefully can just get through here without any issues. Thank you for the follow. Oh, thank you for the raid, actually, Sid. Definitely appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. I will go ahead and stop here, and we're going to spruce up this. And we're just dunking it. Let's go. 999 in here. Maybe I can get Patty to land on one of these spaces. That would be super ideal. We are going to have to sell some of these stocks that we just boosted up, but it's probably not too big a deal. Also, I'm really happy to see that my alert box is working again. I probably just need to mess with the settings a little bit, so we'll deal with that later. Will Patty roll a 1 through 4? She's going to escape. You know, sometimes things like this happen, and there's just nothing we can do about them. I mean, I'm making an attempt at a comeback. I'm just not sure it's possible here. That's going to be a 6 for Jessica, who's going to land on a Peach space here. That's going to be 57 gold paid to Peach. And she's going to hostilely take it over. Oh my. That is going to change the way the game goes for sure. What a maneuver. Okay, she's going to get out of my stock. That's fine. I don't really mind too much. Peach has no choice but to enter the hellscape, I think. And she will, meaning that if she rolls a 2 through 5, she's going to get smacked. Now, I'm about to get smacked for X amount. I'm not sure how much yet. I think I'm just going to take... I don't like that. But I think I gotta do it. Now, we do have enough in stocks to where it's not devastating if we land on one of those blue spaces, but it sure fucking wouldn't help right now. I wonder if Patty buys this out. Probably, right? No, she doesn't. Why? That's 450 gold. She could have literally just, like, she could have done a lot of things there. It's an interesting call. Now, to be clear, I'm going to have to get kind of lucky. I have to roll a 5 or a 6 to avoid getting, like, completely screwed. No! How did you can't misplace the disc? No! Oh wait, okay. Hey, I just made 1226. 1228. Oh my gosh. Words are not easy today, folks. Don't fear the Reaper. Come on, give me a 5. Anytime I've gotten momentum in this game, I've just gotten pushed back down. At least it's not incredibly, like, terrible here. Hey, you know what? 30 minutes? It's not too bad. Could be worse for sure. Oh, and of course, Patty's gonna roll a 5. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered. It's her spaces, but you know what? I'm allowed to be annoyed. Oh man, and she's gonna get a promotion. This is starting to turn into a runaway from Patty. Like, the game's not over by any means, right? It's not. I'm still in a really fine spot, but I need to start getting lucky. Oh, thank you so much for the follow, Snap Pumpkin. I definitely appreciate it. I think I'm reading that correctly. My eyes aren't the greatest, but I think I see that. So, hey, thank you so much for the follow. Definitely appreciate it a lot. We're 1 away from 80 followers, and that feels super good. So, you know, hopefully we just keep on going upwards. That's the goal, right? You always want to try to move onwards and upwards as somebody who Twitch streams. And Peach is now trying to cockblock me. Lovely. Really? Are you serious? Again, chat. Can we all agree that this isn't my fault? Because this is not my fault. Alright, I know what I have to do. Like, imagine, they land on one of your spaces, you get super hyped, and then you proceed to land on 2 of theirs. And they're both ridiculously high amounts. Like, I got super punished for not taking Peach's side there. It's like, it was a risk, right? And it's a risk that didn't pay off, but my thought process was that I didn't really want to go up Peach's alley because I thought Peach might spruce right in front of me. And I was really worried about that. Well, sometimes you get punished. And I never got that district by the bank because I just couldn't afford to. And so by the time I was able to, I had to kind of sell it to Peach to put myself in a good enough position to potentially survive. And that's just not... Honestly, it's not super fair, but that's how it goes sometimes. Now, if Peach were smart, she would, like, you know, just win the game here and start dumping into stock, and Patty is over the 20,000 limit. It's time for the best music in video games. Okay, so she's about to spruce her stuff. I think she finally sees what I see. 6. Okay, where is Patty? Because she's about to just straight up win this. She does have to go around somewhere. She probably will take the diamond because that's the safest place. Let's do this. Let's take commissions if we get there. Interesting. 12,000 gold. That's just insanity. And yep, she's doing the thing. Oh, look, you have to pay 3 gold to Jessica. You did it. I don't think there's a lot of ways that we could lose to Patty, or to beat Patty here, rather. I don't think that it's super possible at this point. And it's unfortunate because I feel like I could have won the game if I was able to take District A, which is the red ones that I wasn't able to gather. But it happens. That's the game. So after I conclude this game, I'm going to take a quick break and deal with a couple things around the house, and then I'm going to switch over to Town of Salem. So stay tuned for that. Town of Salem is going to be really good today. I can feel it. It should be really, truly fun here, as I'm just going to get duggied on a little more by Patty, because why not, right? I'm in pain. Let's see. But what I'll do is I'll keep the stream running, and I'll switch over to, like, turn off my camera briefly so I can run around. Well, I guess that's not that big a deal, actually. I'll deal with it in a second. Sounds like a later... Really? Really? This is just disgusting. Like, are you serious? That's going to be a 4. And, oh, look. Jessica's going to pay me. It's a little late. I appreciate it. I like money. But it's a little bit late. That's going to be a 6 from Peach. That's going to bring her to a space where she's going to pay Jessica 72. And of course, now that I have a money to, you know, do stuff with, I'm just not going to be able to. It just wasn't my game, right? I guess that's what happens sometimes. Actually, Patty's going to win next turn. I guess it's not really relevant here. So, yeah, we're just going to take our loss. I mean, it happens, right? That's just kind of how it goes. What I'll do is, if anyone in chat wants to play Town of Salem with me, if you drop your username, I can add you, and we can party up and do it that way. But let's go ahead and look at the results for this first, because, yeah, you're going to see exactly where it all goes wrong, I think. Also, selling Peach that district did nothing for Peach, so it's like, I didn't feel too bad about it. I take nothing. Thanks, awards. Like, that hurt my feelings a little. Okay, look. So, I got up in the lead here, but then I started hitting trouble right here, and at that point, I was flatlined for half the damn game. Then I start to actually gain some momentum, but you see where I hit people's spaces just immediately, and that's where it screws me over. Meanwhile, you see that Patty just kept going upwards. This is the curve that you love to see if you're Patty, or if you're anybody playing this game and you're trying to win it. You see, though, Peach had 23 sales to 8 payments. That's why she was in a good spot. But look at mine, 8 to 17. Like, this is not a winning ratio. You are never winning with this ratio. It's just not happening. I had the second fewest, or the second smallest stock return. And then over here, my net worth was just so bad. My cash was fine, but I had no stocks at the end of the game. My property was more, actually, than Jessica's here, so that interests me. Like, it feels like I played fine.